Hey, YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Queen Di, and I'm here back with another video. Um, I really desire this reach the right people because, man, physical, mental, sexual abuse, experiencing something like that as a child will have a direct impact on your life as an adult. And right now, I'm just at a point in my life where I'm trying to correct as well as actively work and process the emotions that I have suppressed for so many years. At the age of 42, I still find myself feeling like I am not enough. You know, I do struggle with mental health illness and I do struggle with self esteem issues. But today, and just for the last year, I have been making it a conscious effort to speak about these things and no longer suppress them. I feel like we do that a lot. It's easier to avoid, and we avoid things just so we don't have to mentally and physically deal with them. But today, we're starting a new path and we're not keeping any secrets for anybody. We're not feeling shame, guilt, or any of that. We're going to live in our truth and tell it like it is. So, with that being said, I'm going to share with you all my experiences and what I've endured as a child. I can remember as far back as the age of 7. I stayed from house to house, pillow to post, post to pillow. And my grandfather, whose name is Jerry Gardner, he passed away. And once he passed away, because he took my mom from New York, because in the 60s and 70s, it wasn't okay to be in an interracial relationship. My grandmother, she's Puerto Rican. So my grandfather moved here with my mother. And once my grandfather passed away, my mother, she felt she had no family. She felt she had nobody. So she pretty much clinged on to any and everybody who would show her any type of attention. Because of that, it damaged not only her, but it damaged me as well. I can remember my mom, I would meet people and my mom would always be like, this is your cousin or this is your auntie. And once I got older, I said I would never do that to my child. And that comes from not being fulfilled as a child, not being nurtured, and not having that sense of belonging. So once my mother met my father, she pretty much adopted the idea of family within my father's family. They were like her extended family. So she got into drugs. Um, and I think she got so drawn to the addiction and the fast life that she eventually sent me with my grandmother, who is my father's mother, to live with. And my grandmother was a very religious, um, very strict person. She really was. She was also taking care of my auntie's children. She had 5 children. So, with that being said, my grandmother had taken custody of myself as well as my auntie's children. So, it was 6 of us living in the house. And mind you, she was not the pastor, but the successor and teacher of the Hebrew community. Like I said, she was very spiritual and she was a Hebrew. Um, to this day, I really don't know much, even though I was raised in the community. A lot of the things I kind of disassociated because of the trauma that I've endured. So now that I'm older, I could speak about this. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, I can remember going to live with my grandmother, and because my mother was in her addiction, for the most part, I was with my grandmother. And this lady was evil, pure evil. Yes, nobody else will say it, but I'm here to say it. She was evil. The stuff that I endured as a direct result of her actions were cruel, to say the very freaking least. It would be for the smallest littlest things. Like I said, she was very spiritual. So if you did anything wrong, she would be quick to say, the devil is in you, or, that's evil, or what you're doing is inherently wrong. I mean, and it could be just a little mistake, like not picking up something, even though as a child, I was very organized, I was very clean, and I think that too comes from always trying to be accepted and looking for that validation, from her, because she was just so strict and like evil. You get what I'm saying? So my cousin, like I said, it was five of us that lived in a home. And so my cousin would do little things like rip my clothes, hide them. And when Sabbath come around, I couldn't find it. So my grandmother would directly punish me for something that my cousin did out of spite, pure evil. Yes, this was a cousin. We were around the same age. So one day I could remember, there was like a big gathering that we were having at like the Sabbath or something. And my cousin, she basically ripped my clothes and then hid them. I did end up finding it and I brought it to my grandmother, but it was pretty much destroyed. So my grandmother basically made me get in the water. Yes, cold, freezing water. Then once I got out of the water, she took the extension cord and just beat me with it. Of course, you're crying, but if you were to be loud, you would probably get worse the punishment or worse the beating. Um, After she beat me with the extension cord, she would literally take me in her room and proceed to put the pillow over my head. She would make me lay face down, put the pillow over my head, and put all her weight on the pillow and smother me. Yes. Like real stuff. She would really smother me. So at this time, my father was still alive. And even though my father was alive, he wasn't in the picture because he also was addicted to drugs, so he was in and out of prison. And I don't know if my grandmother was just frustrated that she had to take care of us or what it was, or maybe I don't know what it was. I can't even tell you, but I just know that she would take her anger out on me, and my cousins experienced it too, but I felt like I got the worst of it. Okay. So basically, once my father passed away, um I could recall like my mom slowly but surely coming back in the picture. Like I would see her. And even though, you know, at the time when my father was alive, like I felt like he was equally responsible, because I know that if my grandmother punished and beat us like that, they had to have experienced that same punishment. So it's like, how could you allow your mom to do this? Like, it's so evil. Like, how could you not say anything? And I don't know, maybe my father was fearful of his mom too. He had to be, because the stuff that she used to do was just pure evil. She could give you this look that if looks could kill, you would be dead. Like, seriously, for real. So, like I said, once my father passed away, I could recall like my mom coming in the picture slowly but surely. So I would visit my mom maybe like a few hours, or maybe she would just come get me, for the day. I can't really remember, but I do know this. Once I seen where my mom lived, and it was literally like 8 blocks away from where my grandmother stayed. I can remember the last day that I ever stayed there. I was 13 years old. You hear me? And I basically waited until like the evening, and I literally jumped out of the window, ran away to my mom's, ran all it was like a straight shot down, running all the way down. I can remember going to this program because my mom, she stayed in like transitional housing at the time because she was clean and sober, trying to get her stuff together. And so I can remember going to the front desk, and I'm just like, can you please buzz my mom, Crystal, please let her know. And so the lady called her, and just so happened my mom was there. And she came downstairs, and I was like boo hoo crying, like, Mom, please don't make me go back. Like, I don't ever want to go back there. She's so mean. Like, she beats me. And so once I calmed down and collected myself, I was able to tell my mom all the stuff I had endured, like all the stuff that I've experienced there. And she felt really bad. And I will say, that even though my mom was on drugs and actively in her addiction, my mom has never beat me. Never. Like, not no punishment like that. And I will say, for people who justify these harsh punishments and beatings, you do not have to beat a child in order to discipline them. Like, whatever my grandmother was trying to do was, and I think what she was trying to do was to get us to understand and, give us some discipline so that hopefully when we get older, we will be accountable, for our actions and have some type of respect, for authority. But that's no way to make a child respect you. Beating them? Come on now. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, and still these people to this day worship the ground that she walks on. She's no longer here with us. She has since passed on, but they still worship. And I get it, that she was a powerful and, intelligent woman in her own right. But the things that she did still cannot be justified. It can't, and I think that that's why I stay away from that side, because no one wants to talk about, like, the secrets. No one wants to talk about it. It's just like sweep it under the rug, like it's never happened, and yeah, done. No, it don't work like that. It does not. And I think that's why I can't do it. Like, the fakeness, the acting like they're so perfect and royal, and but you come from this, like, doing stuff like this to defenseless children. Like, you shouldn't have taken custody of them if you were going to beat them. Like, I could have died. Her putting the pillow over my head and putting all her weight on the pillow and suffocating me, she could have killed me. Like, that's just crazy. And like I said, I know my father had to know what was going on, because there's no way that he did not experience the same abuse that I did. There's no way. No way. So after running away, there was like these things that I still went through, but any day it outweighed what I went through at my grandmother's house. Like, I much rather live house to house, be in a shelter, and my mom be addicted to drugs than have to live through torture like that. Like, it was straight torture. What she was doing was torturing me. And I know that it's some children out there today that is going through the same thing. And that's why I'm doing this video, to speak up. Speak up. Like, I want my platform to be a place where people could be vulnerable, where people could share their experiences and give advice and support each other, because right now I really don't have no support. Like, it's pretty much just me and my daughter, and I'm okay with that, because I much rather be alone than be fake supported from people who really don't care about me. Like, and that's just really how I feel. There is a few and two cousins that I will miss, but at the same time, I know I just have to distance myself. Now, my grandfather's side of the family, which is my father's dad, like, they had nothing to do with it. My aunties, they didn't even know. For the first time, I actually told one of my aunties, my father's sisters, like, what happened to me as a child. And I think she was in disbelief. Like, she didn't believe. Well, I know she believed me, but she was just like, wow, niece, I didn't know that you went through that. Yes, I really went through that. I really experienced that. So I think just sharing my story and speaking my truth is what the goal is. Like, that's my intentions. My intentions is to bring this stuff to light. Like, I don't want to go I don't want to transition, into I don't want to pass, and take this with me. Like, I just want to let it out. I feel like it's important. It's a part of my story. It's a part of my journey. It's going to be a part of my growth, because everything that I went through is the reason I am who I am today. And there's no more justifying what she did to me, because what she did was wrong. And that's just what it is. Even though she's not here, may she rest in peace. And certain things she did give to me, worthy things that she did teach me, I will cherish that, and I will hopefully implement that in my life. But I still cannot get over the fact that she was that evil, and and these beatings took place like a lot. It wasn't just like once a month. No, it was more than once a month. Yes. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully this can help somebody. Hopefully, I want you guys to leave in the comments, like share with me your story. Like maybe you've been through something similar. I want to hear it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I feel like this should be a platform where we can be vulnerable. You will not be ridiculed. You will be validated. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of the times we go through these things, we're scared to like tell people. And I've even experienced being molested. That'll be a whole nother video, but it's from one of my older cousins. And I will say his name. I don't care. I'm not protecting anybody. You know what I mean? Like that's out the door. Like, no, the truth needs to be out. These people need to stop living a lie for real. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.